Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, KQKC, live streaming at this point in time. Live streaming on the breakdowns of all the fights from last night, which was pretty good. Terrence Crawford, yes, he beat Horn in a ninth round stoppage. So, welcome to the 147-pound division. Now, I had so many people asking me, what can Terrence Crawford do with Earl the Truth Spence Jr.? And I'm going to tell you like I told them, not a damn thing. You know why? Because Earl is the real deal. Now, I understand Terrence Crawford, he a switch hitter. You know, he like to fight southpaw, and he like to fight orthodox. Earl just going to pick him apart when he's switching. That's all. And Earl has that youth resiliency in him. Terrence Crawford does too. But Earl is more of the stronger fighter. They both are technically sound, but Earl inches it out. Yes, he does. He inches it out. He'll have no problem of fighting on the inside. He ain't no problem fighting on the outside. He's not a dummy. He's not going to get confused. And Terrence Crawford is not going to confuse him. Believe it or not, this young man, Earl the Spence Jr., he has been ready for any and everything. And for the foremost, he has seen everything. Maybe not in a real fight, but in sparring. We all know sparring ain't like fighting in front of 14, 15, 16,000 people. Okay, we understand that. And UK, that's all it's going to be packing in, okay? So don't be looking for no 90,000 like you all do over there, because boxing is y'all #1 sport. And again, like I tell everybody, you have the NBA, you have the NFL, you have the MLB, Major League Baseball. Those are the top echelon of sports in the United States of America. That's why I try to tell dumbass Eddie Hearn that the zone shit is not going to work over here. Sure, you got some die-hard fans of boxing. Yes, you do. You got people that will purchase the zone. Maybe for a couple months, maybe whatever. Because I know what's going to happen. See, he going to sign a few fighters that we don't even fucking know, and fighters that ain't even know champions. So he going to go to plan B. And plan B is what? Make a deal with their promoters. But he can't, see, if they're represented by a promoter, he can't go straight to them. If they're on a contract, he can't go straight to them. He has to talk to their promoter. Yes, or whoever they're on the contract with. And majority of the fighters, the top tier fighters, are with Al Heyman, PBC, Premier Boxing Champions. So, Eddie, I hope you didn't put your foot in your mouth this time. I hope you didn't try to lead that horse to the water and make him drink. Because he ain't drinking, I'm going to tell you. And a lot of these fighters are not drinking the Kool-Aid. So, with that said, I'm going to move on to the fights. First fight I'm going to talk about is, you guessed it, Iron Man, Jamel Charlo. Now, Jamel Charlo can crack, quote unquote, from Austin Trout. Austin Trout said that Charlo would have a good fight with Jarrett Hurd. Now, we all know, especially Jarrett Hurd fans, especially the people that's so high on Jarrett Hurd, he doesn't have any, and I repeat, he doesn't have any defensive skills. He crossed his arm across his chest, or maybe his face, and that's his guard. Only thing that gets him through majority of his fights are towards the end. Why? Because he's resilient and he's powerful. So when he started letting down them haymakers, boom, boom, boom. He shouldn't even be a middle class, really. He beating up on little kids like they used to do in kindergarten. Now, don't get me wrong. I respect Jarrett Hurd. I think he's a good fighter, but have a lot to learn. See, he got the strength. There's no problem with that. He know how to throw a jab, but he lean in when he throw a jab. And that's a good time to get countered with an uppercut. Now, think about this. What if you with Derrick James? Yes, Derrick James. Trainer of the year, Derrick James. And Derrick James taught him some defensive skills. Oh, Derrick James needs to have maybe 2 weeks with him. And he can teach him more than his trainer is teaching him now. Sure, they shout and, oh, we unify this and that. That's because the boy is strong. You ever seen the size of his feet? The boy is strong. But like Jamel Charlo said last night in the post-fight interview, he told Brian Custer, if Jarrett Hurd stood there, just like Austin Trout did for a little while in the fight, he would pretty much tear Jarrett apart. Well, he said knock him out, but I doubt that very seriously. Because Jarrett Hurd, he get tagged, he lose on points. Matter of fact, Trout was winning the fight up to maybe the 8th round or 7th round, something like that. You know, he just walking through the punches, but he getting tagged as he walking through. So all you need is a fast fighter that can pull out of there. That's why I didn't understand why Estrelanda Lara did not use his Cuban-style movement. He stood in the pocket and fought like he was bigger than Hurd and taller than Hurd. I didn't get that shit, you know? I mean, I really didn't. But hey, that's boxing, right? Styles makes fights, especially when you have a fucked up style. Because that wasn't Laura. He doesn't do that. You know, anybody can tell you he moves. He sharp shoots you, and he move. He get out of it. He sharp shoots you and he get out of it. He don't want no slugging fest. You know, he'll pot shot you all night long, and they count for points. Trust me. And some look pretty too. But again, you sitting there, he's sitting there standing his ground and trying to slug it out with the young man. Jarrett Hurd is young and he's hungry. And ooh, that's hard to overcome when you're young and hungry, man. Woo! Somebody talk to me. Now, moving on. Now, with Jermell Charlo, we all can see with our own eyes how he's been training. We can see how Ronnie Shields gave him the correct fundamentals to box. And Derrick James picked up the fundamentals and enhanced them. Yes, he did. Did anybody take a look at Jermell Charlo calves? That boy got some calves on him. That means he can move out the way. He can hit angles. He could turn around. You see how he tripped and Trout pushed him, and the crowd thought it was a punch, but it wasn't. But he pushed him, and you see how he just spent on around and said, "Okay, let's go do it. Let's do it again." All right. So he is number one pound for pound for 154 to me, because he tried to tear Austin Trout head off. He didn't hesitate. And every time he rushed in with the 1-2, Austin Trout tried to pivot out. But like I say, he's with Derrick James now. Derrick James showed him how to sit down on his punches. He showed him not to waste your punches. Be economic with your punches. And damn straight he was. I mean, he tagged Austin Trout a couple of times. That's why he had what? Not one, but 2 knockdowns. Now, one I might say was a slip, but when a punch is involved, that is not a slip. That is a knockdown. Regardless if the man is hurt or not, the referee has to call a knockdown and give him a standing 8 count. Now, if he was knocked down and knocked out, he would have got a 10 count. But we all know that Jermell is stronger now, to me, than his twin brother, Jamal. So, with that said, that was a great fight, a great technical fight. I know a lot of viewers go, "Oh, man, that was boring. That was fucking boring. Oh, that wasn't shit, this and that." You have to know boxing. It's called the sweet science. You have to know that shit. All right? In and out. And guess what? That was a good fight. I said it. I'm not biased. I'm very unbiased. That was a great fight. A great technical fight. Yes, Austin Trout was trying his best to get inside. But guess what? Charlo kept him at bay with that jab or that 1-2. Now, Barry Hearn said he's a one-arm fighter. Well, a lot of trainers say that. But we ain't going to talk about the left hooks Charlo was throwing. You see what I'm saying? And Austin Trout, and they alluded to this on Showtime, that he made one of the biggest mistakes a veteran can make. He's a southpaw, and he's moving to his left when Charlo has a big right arm. You moving right into it. You're inviting him to knock your head off. See, when you fighting a southpaw and an orthodox fighter, you move away from their power hand, and you move towards their weaker side. Every coach and every trainer knows that. I mean, it's just simple facts. But, you live and you learn. When you go home, you watch the tape and you learn. Well, I shoulda, didda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and this and that. But it didn't work out. And I knew come the 6th round, because see, around the 3rd and 4th round, no one really took control of the fight. It was like a tit for tat type of situation. You didn't know who was going to press the issue. And you know what? Being first, that what makes you a winner. And that is what Jermell Charlo did. He pressed the issue. He punched and he kept punching when Trout thought he was through. You know how he swing out and try to dodge the punches and go back and relax, but he still was punching. But Trout didn't know that. It wasn't no 1-2. It was a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Be first. I always say that to myself and to the TV. Be first. Whoever I get, or whoever I got. And just a little quick news. What I hear is Eric Lubin going to join Adrian Broner and, of course, Tank Davis. And, of course, the one's going to be fighting Mikey Garcia, Robert Easter Jr. They all got Kevin Cunningham. They all from what? Ohio, right? Yeah. They all are buddies, right? Well, except for Tank. He's from Maryland. But they all are friends. That is not going to do nothing but cause a lot of confusion, a lot of trouble, and Mike Stafford probably feel like an asshole. But, hey, that's what happens, right? Then you got Tank to say, hey, look, I don't want old boy coach me no more. Nobody from Mayweather team. So Eddie Hearns want Tank to come on over to the zone. I'll pay you more money than Mayweather pay you. And that Mayweather didn't like that very, very much. And I wouldn't either, goddammit. Get your own fighters. Find your own talent. Don't have to steal. Don't be a Don King from the 70s and 80s. Don't try to steal fighters and fake fights and all that shit like Don King used to do. And Eric Lubin, your ass should know better. You look at, why would you join a team where one won't let his hands go, Adrian Broner, then the other little nigga, Tank Davis, talk shit. He can fight, but he ran against the wrong person. They're gonna knock his head off. If he run into the wrong person, he'll get his head knocked off. Then guess what? Well, I'm gonna tell you, try this again. See, these young and up and coming fighters don't believe in dedication. What Mayweather say, dedication and hard work, they don't believe in that. They want an easy ride and they want more money. So, sure, Mayweather probably started it all because the demands that he put on these networks and everything, they had no other choice but to meet him. So, and of course, he knew what he was doing with Manny Pacquiao. Then he put on a show with Conor McGregor. He got investments. He got real estate. He's doing it. But when you got Kevin Cunningham trying to control Adrian Broner, trying to control Tank Davis, and now Eric Lubin, and Robert Easter Jr.? Man, come on. Come on. All right? Cunningham is not that great of a trainer. No disrespect, but they all doing that shit because they're friends. Tank talking shit to Mayweather because what? Broner put the shit in his head. And Tank, no offense to Tank, he's a great fighter and everything, but he's a little slow. Okay? I'm sorry. He's a little slow. And when I mean a little slow, I'm talking about a little slow at catching on to things or how things work. That's what I mean. He's a little slow. He's not a leader. He's a follower. And now I'm saying Lubin might be a follower too. Because see, at these fights, these guys talk to each other. You know, you guys might hang out with each other, you know, clubbing and all that bullshit. But you won't see these young, talented people clubbing. Look at Mikey Garcia. He's still young. He have a beautiful wife, a beautiful children. He even have a beautiful home. And he promotes himself. He know how to articulate his sentences in English and Spanish. He's an all-around good guy. And I think Robert Easter's a good guy. But he needed to get away from Adrian Broner and Gervonta Tank Davis. I knew a young lady that knew Tank. She said, I quote and unquote, that he's an asshole. Yes, he is. You know what? Coming from Baltimore and the area he come from, I believe that. I believe with all my might. Yes, he is. So, with that said, I got to go on back to this fight. Now, Charlo, I don't wish him nothing but luck. Both Charlos. I would love to see the next Charlo. We're talking about Jamal. I would love to see him fight Triple G. And congratulations to Jamal Charlo. He's now officially Triple G mandatory. Yes, he is. Congratulations to that brother. And I hope and pray that Triple G don't have him waiting on the shelf for 3 or 4 years. If he does, that means his ass is out. Not Jamal. Jamal's still young. Triple G ass is old. So you better try to fight him now. When you still have the fortitude to do this and do that, and you still have the love of the game in you. You know, you better fight him now. If you don't, oh well. Night. Because Jamal Charlo is no joke. He's not. He's no joke. His brother's no joke. And you know what? His brother was right after the press conference. I mean, I'm sorry, after that was a press conference. The pre-press conference, I would say, almost. He said that I am my brother at 154. And you know what? He's right. He's right. Trout gave Jamal a better fight than he did with Jamel. Why? I don't know. They had different trainers. Maybe that's the reason. I know that Mel cut off the ring excellent last night, where Trout can run all over the ring and trying to stick in a backhand. You know how you do that jab? You know, it's not like a real jab. It's like a slap and backhand jab. You know, that don't do shit but distract the person. That's all. Don't even hurt. You can barely feel that shit. But Mel came on in, always was coming forward. See, judges look at that shit. Judges look at how you come on in undeterred. They look at that shit. They say, okay, man, my man going in on him. Ain't worried about any shots. If he do get a shot on Mel, Mel don't do nothing but counter, taking and countering. And remember, the judges is seeing all this. He's seeing how many times Austin Trout backed up. He's seen that. Or they seen that. Put it that way. Now, that was a great fight. The fans didn't like it too much. But they have to understand. You're talking about two highly skilled fighters that's very, very technical sound. So, of course, it's going to be a slow-paced fight. Yes, it is. So neither one will get knocked out by a silly-ass punch. So, it's not like Mel didn't try, but he couldn't put himself out of position to get countered and get knocked out himself. He just couldn't. So he took the win the best way he could on a 12-round majority decision. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead on and move on to the next fight. Now, that was the co-main event I was talking about with Charlo and Trout. Now I'm going to talk about the main event. Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares. Very good fight. Very good fight in spurts. Let me put it that way. Very good fights in spurts. The reason why I say that is because Abner Mares, sure, he was under the tutelage of trainer Robert Garcia. But let me explain this to you. Robert Garcia told him, use the right and use it over the guard. Now, did Abner do that? No. Abner's mind was like, okay, boss, okay, coach. But his heart was saying, let me take Leo's head off and let these fans roar for me. See, he was fighting for himself. You know, pretty much fuck what Robert Garcia is talking about today. Then once he seen Leo or Santa Cruz getting the best of him in the exchanges, he tried to stay outside and box, then run in. Then what? Clinch. All right? Ding, then the bell ring. Then Leo, Santa Cruz trainer / dad, God bless his soul, he told him, don't let him hold you. Use your boxing skills. And guess what? Leo came out there and he took over the fight. How? By using his distance, by using his reach, and by using his height. We see, Mares thought he was going to take that from him, but he didn't. And for the first, I would say the first minute and a half of the round, he was just tagging Mares with 1-2s, setting up the jab and hitting him. I'm talking about from a distance. You think Robert Easter got long arms? Wow. Yes, sir. Leo Santa Cruz used that distance, and he used it well. And I'm proud of that brother. I am. I'm not Hispanic, but I'm a boxer who loves boxing and who loves good boxers. And that's one thing about Leo Santa Cruz. He's a good person. He's expecting his third child, and it's all about family with him. Yes, when I said God bless his father, I meant that because his father's cancer is in remission. But the treatments are really, really getting him down. So, Leo Santa Cruz is going to take his purse, which I think he got paid over a little bit over $1 million on the front end, and pay for his treatment. That's what he's going to do with his money. He said, like he said, it's nothing but money when it comes to your father. And you know what? I respect that. I respect that wholeheartedly. You see how he fought Carl Frampton when his father was in the hospital with cancer. His father wasn't in his corner, and Leo wasn't the same person. He wasn't. That's the night he lost his championship. But his father's cancer came back in remission, and he was right there in his corner on the next fight, the rematch. And Leo, oh man, he was clever that fight. Yes, Carl Frampton was expecting a come forward type Leo Santa Cruz, but he got a backed up counter puncher Santa Cruz. I'm sorry, excuse me. I had to go get my coffee. It was sitting on the table over there. But anyway, but yes. So that's what he did. And you know what? That was a beautiful thing. Even Carl Frampton said, oh, that was very clever. That was very clever. How he sat back and fought on the back foot and counterpunch. Oh, yes, it was. Now, last night, he did the same thing, but not as much. Okay? But he did spin Abner around a few times because Abner's trying to get him on the ropes so he can shoe shine. And most of the shoe shines he did, they weren't even landing. That's why I had a problem with one of the judges that had it a draw. I mean, I'm like, what? What? You know? So every time he used that jab and did the overright, man, I can see Abner head snap back. Everybody could have seen that. Ray Charles could have seen that. Stevie Wonder would have seen that. But this is boxing. And like I tell everybody, when you are a opponent and you fighting a champion for their belt, or even a unified champion for their belt, and you fight in their hometown. Now, even though this fight was both their hometown, but Leo was the champion. But it doesn't matter, because in order to beat the champion, you have to beat the champion. That's how it used to be. It's not like that so much now. But it's time to make statements. And the person is a champion and he barely squeaked by, or he barely won, they still going to give it to the champion. So what you got to do is do like the Crump Jim always say. Emmanuel Stewart, Detroit, Michigan. Man, Adonis Stevens got this saying from him. Knockout sells. You got to knock the motherfucker out. That's just plain and simple. When you fight a champion, a popular champion in his hometown, you got to find a way to knock his ass out. I know you don't supposed to go for the knockout. You don't supposed to look for the knockout. But in this situation, I think you need to do some searching for it. Because when you fight somebody in hometown, you know, sure, you might be win one or two fights. I mean, rounds. But that's gonna be it. They're gonna get a close rounds to the champion. You know that all day long. If you've been boxing for a while, or you've been a boxing fan for a while, you should know that. But to be a judge has to pay very close attention of where the punches are coming from and where they're landing. That's why I told everybody Floyd Mayweather actually won that fight in a big way with Madonna. Right? The first fight, not the second. So he overwhelmed the second. But the first time, when Madonna throwing all them punches, 100 punches around, and Robert Garcia was talking about, you have to be dirty, be dirty, be dirty. But, like I told everybody, go watch the fight again. Watch how Floyd was countering his counter. Watch how Floyd was sucking the air out of him every time he hit him in the stomach. I'm talking about he had him on the ropes. He hit him on the head and it bounced off his head. You know, it made Floyd really look bad. But the judges is no fool. They know clean punches count. See, Madonna was just throwing overhead things. You know, I'm sorry. But anyway, let me get rid of that. Okay. Anyway, so what I did, I went back and looked at the tape and I counted how many clean punches Mayweather did. And he was working that inside. Every time Madonna would throw one of them wild overshots. See, he couldn't time them because he don't know where the shots was coming from. He had throw them all over his head and everything. He wasn't a good technical fighter. He wasn't. He just was strong. But if you look at him now, you know, he look like the happy cheeseburger man. But anyway, but he got money. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. You have to look. You have to look at punches landed per round. And if you're a judge, you have to position yourself so you can see all the action and all the shots. And in a way, I think we do need some new judges. You know, when you have older judges, sure, eyesight normally take hold of you, your hearing, and, you know, just everything. You know, if you're a diabetic, you know, diabetes go to your eyes, you know, affect the eyes. I mean, come on. But we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right. We need to get some young referees and some young judges. We got young fighters coming up. Strong young fighters. I know that for a fact. It's a lot of people. It's very, well, Not a lot of people. Let me take that back. There's very few fighters left out there that's from the old school. Manny Pacquiao, he's supposed to be fighting somebody. I don't know who the hell he's going to be fighting. But, again, I want to give a shout out to Terrence Crawford and the fight he had with Jeff Horn, stopping him in the 9th round. I would like to say welcome to the 147 division. Top dog, we don't know. But I would say Danny Garcia. No, I ain't gonna. No. I'm not saying it in order. Don't get me wrong. This is not in order. I'm just naming the people in the 147 division that I think is the top tier of the 147 division. And that is who? Earl Spence. Yes. You got Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Now, Terrence Crawford dominated the 140. But I'm not going to say that he's going to dominate 147 because I don't think he will. So I'm not going to mention his name just yet. He only had one fight, and that was with Jeff Horn, which I knew he was going to win. Now, how he beat Manny Pacquiao, I don't know. Who was the judges? I don't know. But Bud gonna have to understand. Down the line, his promoter is going to be promoting Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia. That's going to be his main focus as long as he's promoting, as long as he has Lomachenko. You might as well get used to it, but you're not going to make that type of money that Lomachenko is making. And the reason why I say him and Mikey Garcia, because they had that picture that went viral on social media. Talk about getting it on once he get straight with his medical situation. And Mikey Garcia never looks over an opponent, but he was saying that that's what the people want to see. See, Linares, he was tall, he had a long reach, but he got stuck. So, Mikey Garcia has the best trainer right now, his brother, Robert Garcia. So, with that, this is KQKC Boxing Channel. If you like what I'm saying, subscribe to my channel. Yes, I am a newly decorated channel. And actually, this is my 100th video. I did it in less than, a little bit over 2 months. Yes, I did. Some shorter than others, some longer than others. But I did 100 videos. So, I only have 15 subscribers, but that's okay. I'm still going to tell it like it T.I. is. I'm still going to be unbiased. I'm still going to tell the truth. And I do respect everyone that has a boxing channel. And yes, I am doing this for two great reasons. One is a great cause. It affects everyone or someone in your family. So, with that, I hope to hear you make some comments. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to hit that bell so the next time I do a video or a live stream like I'm doing now, you can be notified. And everything I broke down to you, from the Leo Santa Cruz to Jamel Charlo and Austin Trout, which more to come. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my video. Now, this is KQKC, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.